Hi everyone, welcome to April. This is our April market report. I'm here with my director, Ming Shu.
Hi Ryan.
Hey Ming. Now we've had a really good month in April.
Absolutely.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about it? How many sales we've had?
Sure. We have 26 sales in April, and compared with 36 transactions in Glen, Waverley, we've done very well, and we achieved some good results. For example, number 13 to 15 Tobias Avenue, that's 2 blocks together, 17 square meters land, sold for 2.54 million. That's a great example of 2 blocks selling together, and also we've been featured in The Age and Harrison.
Yeah, and that was a really good auction as well. I remember we had about 150 people there.
Yep. Really
competitive bidding, a really happy vendor as well.
Yeah.
That was really prime real estate in Glen Waverley.
That's right. On top of that, we've got number 12 Carolina Street in Mount Waverley. That's auction on Anzac Day. Due to the Anzac Day, so we had auction at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Sold for 1.69 million.
Yeah, funnily enough, the vendor, his great uncle actually fought with Sir John Monash in World War I.
Yep.
So that day actually had some, I suppose, more significance to the vendor. A lot of people had sort of come and said, doing an auction on Anzac Day, but it was actually at the vendor's request, which was really interesting.
Yeah, it was a special day for the vendor.
Yeah,
yeah. And
we got them a good price, so even better. Now, as far as the demand goes, did you want to maybe tell everyone about the demand in Glen Waverley? Prices, have we seen much of an increase, do you think, in terms of price?
Yeah, absolutely. Glen Waverley has always been a good demand area, and in this time of the year, not too many properties for sale. That's one of the reasons push the price up. Interest rate being low, and they're talking going to reduce interest rate next month. But I believe for Glen Waverley area, as long as the exchange rate keep low, that's a sign of the market keep strong and keep going up in the next few months.
I know there's always been a lot of confidence in our area when it comes to capital growth. Have you seen any slowdown as far as that goes? I mean, we've always had a lot of confidence with people purchasing at these higher prices because I think they know that there is that future value for them.
Yep.
Do you think that that's changed at all over the last few years or over the last few months, or is that stayed stable?
Yeah, capital growth is one of the best areas in Glen Waverley. We've seen some property value increase by 50% in 2-3 years' time. We sold number 24 Nottingham Street. That's a great example of we sold the property to our database buyer. We call it, we put the property on the market but not in the market. So I would say the tip for the buyers in today's market is it's important for you to register your interest with our office. Then you can receive the first property alert. But we have our very unique 3-stage selling technique, and the vendor can get the property sold without marketing cost.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. Looking at this list, there's actually quite a few properties we sold without even having to go to market, which, I mean, from a vendor's perspective would be fantastic, not having to go through all the opens. So, I mean, would you say that we have a big database of people?
That's right. And real estate agent for us is all about matching the right property with the right buyer. So we have the right buyer, we have the right property. That's what we do for a living.
Yeah, that's right. As far as next month, as far as May goes, what do you think? What are you predicting?
We have a quite good number of auctions booked for May. So far, we've got 22 auctions. Got more coming in next few days. And again, the real estate market got nothing to do with temperature. It's not seasonal business. When the less supply, more demand in the area, and that's where price keep going up.
It's funny, I always have our vendors asking, if it rains, is that going to matter, or if it's too hot? We've seen people turn up. We've seen 100 people turn up on a rainy day. We've seen 150 turn up when it's 40 degrees. I think for a lot of vendors, they always ask, is spring better than summer? Is summer better than winter? I don't think it matters.
Yeah. So being the rental department director, what's happening with the rental department in April?
Well, the one thing that's fantastic about our area is that really we enjoy strong demand for all of our rental properties throughout the year. We certainly have peaks and troughs. I think that certainly at the beginning of the year, there's a bit of a peak, people trying to get into the schools prior to the semesters commencing. At this time of year, people, interestingly enough, I mean, wild weather doesn't necessarily have a big effect on sales. Some people generally will prefer to get into a property before the weather gets too cold. So no one wants to be moving in the middle of winter when it's cold and when it's dark. So generally you'll find now really high demand for people who are making that last minute rush to find a property, settle in for the winter.
Yep.
And they can hibernate, you know.
Yep.
So.
Cool. And we had a very good month in April in terms of the sales and rentals. And part of our company culture, we do lots of celebration to celebrate all the success.
Yes.
And so what's a surprise you booked for the office?
Well, it's probably not going to be much of a surprise now that we're recording it on video, but we're actually all going out to dinner at the Meat and Wine Co. in Hawthorne East, which will be really good. And all partners are invited. One of the things, and you know this, we're very big on having all of our salespeople and property managers partners attend with us, because we believe that, I mean, the amount of investment that a real estate agency makes, or a real estate agent rather makes into their job, you know, can sometimes have a bit of an impact on their partner. So we really want to get them involved as much as possible and celebrate with them. So after that, we're going to go on and we're going to do some karaoke, which is going to be interesting.
Yeah,
so
I think that's the value of our business. We're a people business. We're looking after our clients, vendors, buyers, tenants, and landlords, and also look after our team members and their partners, families too.
That's right, yeah. Well, thank you very much, Ming. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Oh, we're talking every day.
We talk every day, but it's even more special on video, isn't it? Really?
Yes. Thanks for everyone watching, and looking forward to seeing you next month's market report.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.